Hello everyone. So in today's video we are going to discuss how to use the join query to join data storages and tables, and also use the join query to search for data in these join tables. So what we have here is our question set number 22. So this is based on our question set number 17. So all the questions are based on that. So our first question is, find the details of the students who participated in the Sinhala subject in the examination held on the 15th of March 2020. Alright, so let's answer this question in our Heidi SQL. So for our first question, what we need to find is basically the details of the students who participated in the first term Sinhala exam. It says the 15th of March, but the term name is the first term. So anyways, what we need to find is the student index number, the first name. So we need to be careful when we are writing the name of the table as well, the last name. Then we have the student gender, student contact number, the class name, and the student exam mark record. So basically we're taking the mark here, record dot mark. Alright, so we are going to join in a few tables. So since we have our student table, we have to before that we take all this data from our student exam mark record table. Alright, so now we are going to join in our student table. So when we are joining this in from student exam mark record, I'm just going to copy this bit, this word, because it's getting annoying to type it on and on. So here we take the student index number and we equal that to the student index number. Alright, so next we are going to join in our class table on the same thing. We're joining this on the class student table. So we take the class ID here and equal it to the class table's class ID. Alright, next our subject. So alright, so here we're going to take our subject underscore subject ID. Okay, and we equal it to subject dot subject underscore ID, that column, and then now join our exam term, basically the term in which our exam is being held, on student exam mark record dot exam term underscore term ID, exam term dot term ID. Okay, so here our condition is where the subject name is equal to Sinhala language and literature, Sinhala language and literature. Alright, and our exam date, which is the 15th of March 2020. Alright, so we are going to execute this. Contact number, and when we execute this we get all the details here. So that is it for our first question. Let's move on to our next question. Our second question, Sadun Wijeratna Find out the marks of the examinations in which the student appeared on the 15th of March 2020, the date of the examination, the term, the number of admissions, the name, and the name of the subject. Alright, so basically let's answer this now. So for this question we need to find Sadun Wijeratna's first term exam marks. So if we want to, we can use our previous query and make a few adjustments to that. So we go back. So here we can remove out the class name and the student contact number, alright, and the student gender. And then for this we need the exam date, so we'll add that after the alright, exam term underscore term, so basically the exam date. Then we are going to take in our exam term table again, and from that we are going to take a term name. Alright, then we have the mark, first name, last name of the student, and I think we need to take our subject ID as well. So next, let's move on to the right. So here click on enter, and we can write the subject dot subject ID. Alright, so the only variables which are changing here is the student's first name. So basically we can just write first name here. We don't need to write the table which it belongs to, because for this question, for this table, all the column names which we have are unique from all the tables, so there is nothing to worry about that. So we can take the first name and the last name, first name and last name as Wijeratna. Let me check if the spelling is correct. Sadun Wijeratna. Alright, we close this bracket and click on search, and here we have subject ID. We need to change this to subject name. Alright, so click on this again, and here we have the details of our the student Sadun Wijeratna on all the marks and details he got in his first term examination. Alright, so this is it for this question. Let's move on to our next question. Moving on to our third question, find the name, subject, marks, term of examination, date of examination of the students who obtain between 40 and 70 marks in the subject of mathematics held on the 10th of July 2020. Alright, so let's answer this. So for our third question, we need to find the details of the students who got between 40 and 70 in our second term examination. So basically what we can do here is we can take this, and we need the table order. So I'm going to copy this, cut this part. Alright, and paste it here. Okay, so we need the first name, the last name, the exam term date, the term name, and the subject and the mark which they have got. So here we have all the tables joined correctly. So basically what we need to change here is the exam date. So because it's on the 10th of July, so we need to change the date to that. And we also need to filter what we're searching. So basically we are searching for the mark between 40 and 70. So I can add this part, and student exam mark record dot mark between 40 and 70. Alright, so we have this here, and I'm going to run this, and when we run this we'll get the details. So basically I can, if I want to, I can name this table as let's say second term marks, as 40, 70 second term marks. Alright, so I need to put this whole thing in brackets to change the name of the column. Okay, so let's just not use that. So we have all the details here. So all the marks between 40 and 70 from the students who did the exam in the second term, or on basically this date. So that is it for our third question. Let's move on to our next question. And moving on to our final question, who is the highest scoring student in the first term out of all the subjects? Alright, so let's answer our final question. So in our last question, we need to find out the student who got the highest marks in the first term examination. So basically we just need only the name of the student who got the highest mark. So we can erase these columns, and we have these tables joined in from our previous question, so we don't need to change anything there, but we need to change the condition. So basically it's not this condition anymore. We are taking the condition where the student exam mark record dot mark, basically the mark in, so a subquery we are opening here. So here we are going to select the maximum value which we get from the student exam mark record table, mark record dot mark. Alright, so we have the mark here. So we are taking this from the student exam mark record table, mark record, where the student exam mark record dot exam term underscore term ID in another subquery. So we are going to select that column in the exam term table, term dot term underscore ID from exam term where the exam term dot term name is equal to first term. Alright, so we have that, and we need to close the two subqueries which we opened. So we hit close that, and we click on, and we have our answer here, the student index number, the first name and the last name. So basically that is it for this question on finding the details of this name and the last name of the student who got the highest marks from the first term examinations. And this is how we use our join queries and how we search our data. Uh, Thank you for watching.